So this book I mentioned to you in one of this morning's videos, and this author, Wallace Delois Wattles, lived from 1860 to 1911 and was an American author. As a New Thought writer, he remains personally somewhat obscure, but his writing has been widely quoted and remains in print in the New Thought and self-help movements. Wattles often travelled to Chicago, where he gave Sunday night lectures among several leading New Thought authors. He studied the writings of George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and recommended the study of their books to his readers who wished to understand what he characterized as the monistic theory of the cosmos. Wattles' best known work is a 1910 book called The Science of Getting Rich, in which he explained how to become wealthy. So it says here, The Science of Being Great is the third volume of a series known as The Science of Trilogy, or Financial Success Through Creative Thought. And the first two volumes of the trilogy cover money and health, while this third volume is a personal self-help book of the author. He is introducing us to the principle of power and showing us the immense effect of the power of positive thinking. Now, the chapters are often a page or a bit more, and so I'm going to read this one. Because this one is very, very relevant to me, my way of thinking, my characters, personas, personality, demeanours, and all these sorts of things. And it's kind of like, is the glass half full or is it empty? He emphasises that we have a choice whether we want to lean more to our default settings or whether we want to do something to change them. I.e., if people have an innate pessimism towards life, then just encourage yourself on a daily basis to at least think positive about a couple of things. But all these things are like swimming up water, swimming up river, aren't they? You can do them, and you can, make a bit of like headway, but as soon as you stop, you'll start floating back down again. And so I can't help feel firmly seated in our natural deposition of the cosmic settings that we were given. I've never felt favourable towards my fellow man, and I've got a billion reasons as to why I haven't, and I didn't, and I wouldn't. And why would I now want to change and be this most sickly love and lighters? I hate them with a vengeance. I find them the greatest of abhorrence. Everybody's nice and be kind and, oh, fuck off. Just go fuck yourself. It's not real. It's not fucking real. Cunts that live in this fucking Rupert Spear of fucking false fiction fantasy world, raking in the millions from retards. Well, my endeavour is to get the retards to fuck off from this channel as early as I possibly can, because I only want people that have got a rational, realistic view of this world, and this world is yin and fucking yang, and that's the way it fucking is. And that's the way I tell it. And I know that most of you like. So here, anyway, let's just see what this dude says. The individual point of view. Important as the matter of your point of view for facts of social life is, it is of less moment than your viewpoint for your fellow men, for your acquaintances, friends, relatives, your immediate family, and most of all yourself. You must learn not to look upon the world as a lost and decaying thing, but as a something perfect and glorious, which is going on to a most beautiful completeness, and you must learn to see men and women not as lost and accursed things, but as perfect beings advancing to become complete. There are no bad or evil people. An engine which is on the rails pulling a heavy train is perfect after its kind, and it is good. The power of steam which drives it is good. Let a broken rail throw the engine into the ditch, and it does not become bad or evil by being so displaced. It is perfectly a good engine, but off the track. The power of steam that drives it into the ditch and wrecks it is not evil, but a perfectly good power. So that which is misplaced or applied in an incomplete or partial way is not evil. There are no evil people. There are perfectly good people who are off the track, but they do not need condemnation or punishment. They only need to get upon the rails again. Well, it's just perspective, isn't it? If you want to consider that there's no evil motherfuckers out there, then how do we equate for all the terrible atrocities in the world, my friend? I think you're just pulling some fucking lamb's wool over your eyes, motherfucker. That which is underdeveloped or incomplete often appears to us as evil because of the way we have trained ourselves to think. The root of a bulb that shall produce a white lily is an unsightly thing. One might look upon it with disgust, but how foolish we should be to condemn the bulb for its appearance when we know the lily is within it. The root is perfect after its kind. It is a perfect but incomplete lily, and so we must learn to look upon every man and woman, no matter how unlovely in outward manifestation. They are perfect in the stage of being, and they are becoming complete. Behold, it is all very good. Once we come into a comprehension of this fact and arrive at this point of view, we lose all desire to find fault with people, to judge them, criticize them, or condemn them. We no longer work as those who are saving lost souls, but as those who are among the angels, working out the completion of a glorious heaven. We are born of the Spirit, and we see the kingdom of God. We no longer see men as trees walking, but our vision is complete. We have nothing but good words to say. It is all good. A great and glorious humanity come into completeness, and in our association with men, this puts us into an expanse and enlarging attitude of mind. We see them as great beings, and we begin to deal with them and their affairs in a great way. But if we fail to the other point of view and see a lost and degenerate race, we shrink into the contracting mind, and our dealings with men and their affairs will be in a small and contracted way. Remember to hold steadily to this point of view. If you do, you cannot fail to begin at once to deal with your acquaintances and neighbours and with your own family as a great personality deals with men. The same viewpoint must be the one from which you regard yourself. You must always see yourself as a great advancing soul. Learn to say, "There is that in me of which I am made, which knows no imperfection, weakness, or sickness. The world is incomplete, but God, in my own consciousness, is both perfect and complete. Nothing can be wrong but my own personal attitude, and my own personal attitude can be wrong only when I disobey that which is within. I am a perfect manifestation of God so far as I have gone, and I will press on. You will have lost all fear and will be far advanced upon the road to the development of a great and powerful personality." Well, you know, this life is perspective, isn't it? It's horses for courses, and it doesn't matter what you say. You are never going to be pleasing all people at all times. And look at this little fellow I've just found in here. Bizarre little chap that I put him out the window. Well, he seemed quite comfortable there. He didn't want to go. He was hanging on for dear life. So there's not too many of you that opine that my way of looking at the world is wrong. I think over the years all those have gone, and if new ones come about, they don't stay very long. And you'd probably find my musings and rants very refreshing, because you can't find too many people like this, because they're all so protective about their likes and subscribes and their following and their Patreons and all the rest of it. And I think there most certainly is a market, and there will be a growing market for people like me who are not tethered and bound by that bullshit, who just say it like it fucking is, because if you just say it like it is, sooner or later people are going to start appreciating you, and they will be supporting you however they best deemed fit, eventually in their own way. Because they realise that, hey, this guy is a fucking uncut diamond, and he's very, very rare, and so if we want to hang on to him, then we might want to support him. Whether that turns out to be the case or not is yet to be discovered, because one thing's for sure, very, very seldomly, if I don't prompt you into supporting the channel, you never do. There have been good people, a few good people, who have now and again just sent money, and I don't even know who they are. But the vast majority of people just don't do that. They consider that everybody on YouTube is just working for them, and they are owed everything, and they just take everything for granted, to the point whereby they don't even consider a decent thing to thumb up a video if they've watched it and took anything from it. So anyway, I don't see the human being like this dude did all those years ago, at least 110, 20 years ago, when the world was very, very different. But even then, he's still talking about the society in decay. And so there's been many advancements on this planet, and the decay of society is no exception. It's certainly keeping up to speed with everything else. It's going fucking down at a rapid rate, and anybody that doesn't want to see that and doesn't want to talk about it and just considers that everyone's perfect and everyone's great and everything's okay, well, I think they're all advocates for an even more rapid decline of humanity. I think people are standing up and saying, no, it's not fucking okay. I think if more people start to do that, and people start to listen, and people start to get shamed and feel guilty because of how they've let themselves go under the bullshit auspices of the liberalist governments that we've had around the world in recent times, well, you're all digging your own graves, people. You're all digging your own graves. One thing's for sure, and I am an advocate of it, and I am the living essence of it, that it's not okay to be slovenly and lazy and disinterested and not bothered and have no respect for yourself and anybody else. No, it's not okay. It's simply not okay. And so I live the life of things not being okay, and that's why I'm up and out of bed every morning before most everybody even fucking starts to fart and fucking shift around, and I am self-actualizing throughout the whole day. And so my videos reflect the way I live my life. And I don't have any compassion for laziness. I don't have any compassion for obesity. I don't have any compassion for illnesses which have been caused by your laziness and your apathy, and your body is atrophizing, and you pull muscles here and you sprain that, and you just get weaker and weaker, more pathetic. No, I'm not in support of that. I'm in support of getting your fucking asses out of bed and tidying up your proverbial sock drawer. And if you apply that to every facet of your lives, then things will start to go well for you. So, there's lots of things in this, and I put a star here, I put an asterisk when I read it the first time, a few years ago now, several years ago. And I've underlined things. I underlined, you must learn not to look upon the world as a lost and decaying thing, but as a something perfect and glorious which is going on to a most beautiful completeness. And you must learn to see men and women not as lost and accursed things, but as perfect beings. Now, I didn't underline that bit. I just underlined, you must learn to look upon the world as the most beautiful and glorious thing, because that's how I do look upon the world. The world is perfect, and all the idiots milling around, and all the lower echelons of the human race, well, that's perfect. It is all perfect, because they've all carried out an important part for the human race. I mean, we've needed these people to do all this stuff. But you see, the world isn't going to need them anymore, and this is one of the reasons I'm advocating self-actualization and self-realization, and to start seriously looking at yourselves and inside your own minds, because you're going to need whatever resources you've got very, very soon, when your whole world gets turned upside down and you don't know what the fuck's happened. And so, albeit lots of people would think that I am maliciously decrying my fellow man, like I said in one of the previous videos, I'm giving people the opportunity as a last ditching effort to sort them fucking selves out, to wake the fuck up, because if you're not awake in these coming times, then all you're going to be is cannon fodder. And you're going to be led to the proverbial cliff, and you're going to be told that your salvation is at the bottom of that cliff. And there's even talk this very day about another episode of what happened in 2019. Oh, it's still going around, and it's getting stronger, and it's mutating. Oh, really? Really? Well, okay. Whoever wants to buy into that bullshit, that's their prerogative. Me, I'm not even giving it a second thought. So, people, the science of being great. Well, I could write my own book on the science of being great, and probably it will be very different to yours, my friend. Because at the end of the day, it really is just about opinion. That's all that's going on. We've all got one, and our opinions are premised on the passage that we have traversed through this thing called life. And whether we see the world as a half full or half empty glass, well, there's very, very little we can really do about that, because all we're ever going to be doing, if we do try to change that, is swim upstream and exhaust ourselves. And if I changed my pattern, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, live and let live, and people are all great, the potential, oh, they're all geniuses potentially, and all they've got to do is wake up, and so we just got to help them wake up, and there's no evil in the world, there's no bad people. Oh, goodness me, you'd be throwing fucking tomatoes and cabbages at me and rotten eggs and everything, wouldn't you? And you'd have every fucking right to do that. No, that's never going to happen for the Awakened Brave. The Awakened Brave is too real. He's too strong. It's a weak person's position. Weak people do that. Weak people don't want to see weaknesses in other people because other people will see weaknesses in them. So can't you see how the psychology works? If you're frail and weak and you're a coward and all the rest of it, the last thing you're going to do if you live in a glass house is throw fucking stones in it. No, I'm throwing fucking boulders. I'm throwing mountains around, I am, because I don't give a fuck whatever gets thrown back at me, because it's all going to be water off a duck's back. So, people, there's something else for you to think about on your passage through hell.